Ronald Reagan had a phrase, he called it happy warriors. We have to be happy warriors. The happy part's easy, right? The happy part is easy because if you believe as we believe, if you believe in freedom, and you believe that we're responsible for our own lives, we take care of our families, we take care of our communities, we take care of our extended family as they age, that's really a very optimistic viewpoint because we have enough faith in Americans that we can take care of each other. And the less fortunate out there than us, who takes care of them? We do, right? Because remember, when I make $1, I get to keep most of that dollar. I'm the one who decides who I'm going to help. That's a terribly optimistic view. Oh my gosh, look what this president believes. You're not going to do that. I've got to take money away from you and force you to give to the poor. You're not smart enough or responsible enough to take care of your own health care. I got to put you dependent upon government health care. And you, if you think you know how to run a business, you really don't. I need to regulate you as much as I can. That's the pessimistic viewpoint. We're happy on our side. When you love freedom, by golly, if you love and believe in freedom, that's the most optimistic viewpoint in the world. But don't forget, we are warriors. I did not go to Washington to get along. The job is not that much fun. All right? We are in a fight. We are in a fight. The state, if it hasn't already, the state's about to fall off a cliff. This country is about to go the way of Illinois. I don't know where you all stand, but when it comes to me, I'm not voting for anybody next year who doesn't get this. Republican or Democrat, I'm not voting for anybody. I'm not voting for anybody who doesn't understand that the country right now is going through something we haven't gone through in years, and if we don't do what's right, we're losing it. If we don't do what's right, we're losing this thing. Shame on us. It's this country's the greatest, most noble experiment in the history of mankind, and we're losing it. I don't know, if you can't fight for that, what do you fight for? The job is hard. Right now in Washington, we've probably got 20 Joe Walshes. 20 people who think like I do, who are there to do right, even if it ticks off people in either party, and they don't necessarily care if it angers people back home. Which leads me to an announcement I know that you all are somewhat curious about.
The night.
No, not yet. Look, folks, again, not to be coy at all. I don't like it when politicians aren't just as honest and as forthcoming as they can be. So let me be as honest and forthcoming as I can be. The Democrats drew a map in Illinois, which is an outrage. The Democrats did it in Illinois. The Republicans do it in other states. It's a lousy way to determine who your next representative is going to be. We had better find a better way. If we can't overturn that Democratic map, and we're going to know pretty soon, maybe a week or two, but if we can't overturn that Democratic map, then we have to live with what they've drawn. About 2 months ago, I announced that if we have to live with this Democratic map, I live in what would be the new 14th district. I live in McHenry. It's where most of my constituents live. It's also where another freshman Republican lives. A guy named Randy Hulker. Good guy. We're very different Republicans. But something's been eating at me for the last couple months. And it's, in addition to the job in D.C., it's been keeping me up every night for the last couple months. And I keep going back to what I've been saying since I started to run for office 2 years ago. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but boy, I don't think I'm wrong. I think there's a movement of people in this country. A lot of people call it a Tea Party movement. I think it's bigger than either party. I think it's growing daily. I don't think the media understands it. I don't think either party gets it. And it's a movement of people who are scared to death with how big government's getting. It's a movement of people. It's a movement of people that feels almost shamed with the debt we're placing on the backs of our kids and our grandkids. It's a movement of people that believes that thing called Washington, D.C. doesn't create a job. We do. Just get out of our way, right? I believe outside of Occupy Wall Street and a few other friends on the far left, I believe that movement is most Americans. I believe it's damn near every Republican. I believe it's damn near every independent. And you know what, quietly, I think a lot of Democrats feel the same way. That's who our fight's with. That's what our fight's with. And so it didn't just feel right to me to stay out in the 14th in a nice, safe Republican district, take on another Republican in a primary, when the Democrats have drawn an 8th district, my old district, my current district, a new 8th district, and reconfigured it to be very Democratic, and we Republicans are just going to let that seat go. It didn't feel right, because one thing we know is whoever that Democratic nominee is, he or she is on the wrong side of this historic fight. So, so that fight is my fight. That fight is our fight. And so, if we have to live with this Democrat map, I will run for re-election in that new 8th, and I will run against Tammy Duckworth, the rise. I will run for re-election in that new 8th, and it will, I'll tell you folks, it will certainly test my theory, which I think is all of our theory. This country right now is at a precipice. And you either believe in a freedom-loving America, or you believe in Barack Obama's America, where everything is dependent upon big government, and we spend away our futures. Most Americans, I believe, are with us, whether they're in Elk Grove or Wakanda, whether they're in Addison or Woodstock. I refuse to believe that most Americans want to be dependent upon government and lose their freedoms. I will not believe it. And this run in the 8th will prove we're right. Final thought, and then I'd be happy to answer any questions. I'm here till midnight. How long am I here? I'm an odd duck. In this political business, I've learned after a year that I'm an odd duck. I sleep in my office. I turn down my health benefits. I turn down my pension. What else? I come home every weekend. I've held more town halls than any member of Congress. Oh, I'm a term limit guy. I'm not going to serve more than 6 years. And I'm not necessarily driven by my next election. I am there to do my part to get this thing back for all of us. But it's up to all of us. I'm going to be very consistent as I close. There is nothing special about Joe Walsh. Look me in the eyes, guys. Just imagine this could be any one of you in Congress. Somebody just like you went there and did what he said he was going to do and did everything we believe in. If we want to get this thing back, we need 20 to 30 more of these folks. We need to take back the Senate. We need to get Barack Obama out of the White House. And how about Springfield? How about Springfield? Republican, Democrat, there should be no king of Illinois. Michael Madigan needs to go. There should be no king in Illinois. This is worth it, guys. It's worth it. It's worth it for each and every one of us to spend this next year doing whatever we can. I'm going to close there. God bless you. I'd be happy to answer any questions.